want to start with this fundamental premise, is that codependency is something like a set of behaviors, strategies, patterns of attention that come from the root of a spiritual or existential emptiness. Something in you feels empty, completely unsatisfied. It might be in terms of your sense of self-worth, your self-image, your sense of joy, purpose, feeling known, feeling met, feeling seen, feeling in love, feeling connected. There is like a deeply existential suffering inside, right? People who run codependent process are also people who have likely to have been addicts before, right? There's something that's seeking to connect. There's something that's seeking to find its wholeness through relationship. Yeah, and oftentimes this can be found most predominantly in human sexual, emotional, romantic relationships because there's such powerful fuel, right? Like our intimate, romantic, sexual, whatever you want to call it, relationships have some of the biggest high drama that we get to experience as human beings. There's sex, there's love, there's intensity, there's building your life with someone, right? There's all of these really like high charge aspects that go into the person who you're dating that make it successfully, temporarily fulfill that sense of spiritual or existential emptiness, right? There is an intelligence in people who go looking for completion, for wholeness, purpose, meaning, to be validated as worthy and good in their romantic relationships. It's because that's one of the places where we get it the most. Someone says, I love you, you're beautiful. You know, they say all these things that maybe inside we don't feel or we don't fully connect with, right? We get to feel their body, we get to be touched, huge amounts of dopamine, endorphins, oxytocin, all that stuff is happening. We are on drugs. And so for a very clear period of time, it provides this sense of meaning, purpose, validation, joy, heightened focus. We feel alive. And then often what happens is the cracks start to show and it starts to fall apart. And the person is no longer reflecting an idealized version of ourselves. And that dream, those high moments are no longer happening. I'm not saying that all patterns go along this way, but I do think that there is some sort of archetypal truth to the fact that there's a honeymoon phase and then the honeymoon phase ends. And then normally we can become addicted to that relationship in a different way, in an inverse way, in a codependent way, right? Where we're finding our purpose, our meaning, our validation, our fulfillment, our positive sense of self is by staying in the relationship and trying to fix it. And either trying to fix ourselves and change ourselves or trying to fix and change the other person. And that the negativity becomes all-consuming and the pain becomes a different way of connecting. And so it's still trying to address the same existential emptiness, the same feeling of spiritual disconnection. It's just trying to do so from like a different side of the content pendulum. But whether you're trying to become consumed in your relationship because it's like meeting all your greatest hopes, or you're becoming consumed in your relationship because it's meeting all your greatest fears, both come from the same central root, and that needs to be addressed. It's the same. It's like whether you're swinging anxious or whether you're swinging avoidant. In either case, you're showing an insecure attachment style. In either case, you're abandoning and losing yourself. And starting to get into something where you're no longer perceiving reality as it is, but you're in full reaction against reality, bargaining, trying to fix, trying to impose your will upon reality. And I'm going to get into this. A lot of this shit comes from like very magical childlike thinking. And so I've identified five beliefs that I believe keep you in codependent situations. And then I'm going to be doing a video series where I go into each one more in depth.